Good everyone. The 2018 SimRacingOnline G.E.A.R Multiclass Endurance Series. We are here, and by we I mean myself and my ever faithful broadcast cameraman Matheus Marçal. We are here at the Bahrain International Circuit in what was a nighttime qualifying, very beautiful nighttime qualifying for the GT prototypes. LMP2 pole being Tony Talvite and GTE pole being Bart Slobodzian. So Tony Talvite, normal LMP2 pole sitter, but Bart Slobodzian, I believe, is the first time he's taken pole in this series. But we do have something a bit more pressing to talk about, and that is the Drivers' Championship. Now, coming into this round in LMP2, the top three in the driver's standings are separated by a point, from what I recall. I'm going to check up on that now, just to make sure everything's correct.
Yeah, that's actually accurate. There's Stoney in the first place, James
separated by 3 points coming into this round, so plenty of stuff to talk about in what is going to be an hour and a half of pretty amazing racing. I've got to hop into a quick warm-up session to let the guys get used to the fuel load for the race. Then we're going to hop into the actual event itself. But yes, to confirm, in the LMP2 Championship, it is Tony Talvite for Pinnacle Motorsport currently leading 132 points, but tied on the 132 points mark is James Zuber. And then third is Marcos Jr. for Ace Motorsport, 131, with Van der Geest trailing behind another 13 points on 118. So, title fight. Still all to play for going into the final two rounds. Obviously 80 points left on offer, so it means that anyone who is down the field within 80 points can actually take the title, which I believe is most LMP2 drivers. Just having a look. Let's see. Okay, so actually Paolo Lima is the lowest driver who could take the title. as Alex Freitas would be 48, so that'd be 128, which would be 4 off of Talvite if he didn't score in the next 2 rounds. So that means that Paulo Lima is the last driver that can take the title. So Tony Talvite, James Zuber, Marcus Jr., John van der Geest, and Jens Rus and Paulo Lima are the 6 LMP2 drivers that can take the title. In the GTE category, with 80 points on the table, it is pretty much anyone's game.
And Paulo Lima, who is not racing today, unfortunately, he pulled off
so that
because of some gear issues, like some of his, you know, own simulator issues there. He pulled off from this round.
Well, that's horrible to hear. So that will mean that effectively, because he'll be knocked out of this round, or knocked out of the group at the end of this, that it will be Jens Rus will be the last driver, who I know is here as I've seen him on the timing sheets. So Jens Rus will be the last person who will be able to take that. He's only 3 points ahead of Paulo Lima, so 89 points. He's got a lot of work to do if he wants to try and challenge for the title, but James Zuber and Marcus Jr. are the 2 guys that are mainly going to be fighting Talvite. Then we're looking down in the GTs, Cody Eby on 126 points. 20 behind him is John Melishar. So very much close between the Canadian and the Austrian. And the furthest person back who can take that title is Sean Devlin. Now, he's had a pretty quiet season, but he's gotten an average points ratio of 13.25 a race. So, apparently, according to this. So he's doing really well in the championship, alongside Cody Eby. So that would mean that Cody Eby, John Melishar, Jerry Chen, Barrett Eriksson, Lance Link, Johnny Gutierrez, Bart Slobodsian, Mark Heitree, Pablo Finotti, Simon Marshall, Carl Middleton, Paul Anstey, Rob Milliken, Dennis Pimenov and Sean Devlin could take the title in these 2 rounds if they all win both the next races and Cody Eby fails to score. Obviously, we're on the formation lap, so I'll let Matheus Marçal go down the grid for you all, as he can, Matheus Marçal can go down the grid for you all.
Okay, so for the LMP2 class, we have Tony Talvite in the first place on P1 pole position. He was really fast on the practice sessions on the days before the race. I was racing here with him, and he was like giving tips to the drivers and stuff like that. And he's a really fast driver in this track, really fast driver. Then we have on P2 LMP2 we have James Zuber, who did the fastest quali lap today, but Tony Talvite just beat him by a little tiny bit. Got the first place. Then in the third place we see John van der Geest, who actually made a all custom suit and everything else just to go along with the Halloween theme for this race. And then we see on P4 Marcus Jr., P5 Jens Rus, P6 Andrew Harper, and on the P7 Joseph Wright for the LMP2 class. For the GTE... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. And then for the GTEs, we're going to go down. Bart Slobodsian on pole, the Porsche 991, the first time that car has been on pole for Bart Slobodsian. Then it's Dennis Pimenov, John Melishar, your title, oh, sorry, not John Melishar, your title leader. John Melishar, 2nd place in the title. Third, Cody Eby, 4th place on the grid, title leader. And Carl Middleton, Barrett Eriksson, Pablo Finotti, Jerry Chen, Mark Heitree, Johnny Gutierrez, Nigel Middleton, and Lance Link. Your grid as we're about to get this race underway.
Yeah, and Lance Link surprisingly starting at the back end, because usually him and Cody Eby, his teammate, they start at the front of the pack, you know, always leading, always going right there. And we see in the LMP2 class the race start and a overtake by Marco Jr. in the first corner there on the inside. They locked up the brakes a little bit. Marco Jr. had the run. Took the 3rd place out of John van der Geest there.
Yeah, really easy, really simple move. Just being extra careful on the start of this race, just making sure they get through. Don't want to ruin it on lap 1, turn 1. Not the best of things to be doing with Talvite taking the lead of the race from James Zuber, top 3 in the title as they stand. Well, 1, 2, 3 is 1, 2, 3 in the title. Talvite, Zuber and Junior. The GT's got away all cleanly. No change in positions. Bart Sebastian, then Dennis Pimenov, then Marçal and Cody Eby, all the top 4 staying the same. So everyone just making sure they get through turn 1 safely. Last link did pass Nigel Middleton though, so bit of a change in GT, jostling the position in the back end, but definitely seems like the top 3 in LMP2 are just going to start pulling away from Van der Geest and Rus. Pretty much has been what it's been all season. The top 5 are exactly as they are in the title standings. So, you know, the top 5 in this race, your top 5 in the title standings, and well, 3/10 difference between Talvite and Zuber through sector 2 pretty much sums it up. Coming towards the end of lap 1, everyone's starting to spread themselves out a bit except the GTs. GT's still really nice and packed. Bit of a gap between everyone, but no real big difference at all. Talvite, first lap out of the gate, it's a 46.0, it's a 46.8 for Zuber, so lost 8/10 on lap 1 alone. Whilst third place, Marcos Jr. lost even more than that. So he's got to be a bit careful of what he's losing and where they're gaining time.
Marcos Jr., who is the fastest driver on the first sector of this track at the moment. First driver on practice, the fastest driver in the first session on this track, the first split on this track. The fastest driver on practice, the fastest driver on quali, and currently the fastest driver in the race, the first split of this track.
I'll have to correct you on that because Talvite is just under 32.0 in the first sector and taking that away from him. So that means Talvite is now the quickest driver in the first sector, and Talvite 2.1 seconds ahead at the end of the first sector, already pulling away like absolute mad. Just going to see what it comes to at the end of the second sector because he's definitely going quicker. 47.4 second sector compared to a 47.9, another 5/10 gained in the second sector. Doing a great job, just pulling away, doing all he needs to. He'll come around a final corner, just seeing what he needs to do, just holding that pace. That's all he's got to do. That's all he needs to do. So we'll see what happens coming across the line. Waiting for it, the timing beam to update. 45, 5 and 46.4, so a second over James Zuber.
Oh wow!
That's what gives you a title. That's what gives you a title, indeed, being a second quicker than your rivals on lap 3.
Really fast driver in the first stint of this race. Oh wow!
That's all he needs to do. It's all he needs to do to keep ahead of everyone else. Fastest GT at the moment is your race leader, Bart Sebastian, 57.7 compared to, well, that's last lap, compared to 58.3, sorry. They come across the line this time by, it's going to be a 57.7 again to a 57.9.
Look at John Millica on the inside. John Millica braking late. Oh, just overshot the corner there, could not complete the move, but stayed on the third position there. It's going to be attacked by Carl Middleton now, who's way faster than him because of his mistake on the first corner of the race. Carl Middleton, who is playing the long game now, just waiting for another mistake from John Millica. Go ahead.
Yeah, I nearly got Carl and Nigel mixed up for it. I thought, how the hell has Carl come up from last and suddenly be in 4th place? And I realised, no, that's the other Middleton. But yeah, definitely just John Millica trying to overtake a bit too early, or not too early at all actually, but just trying to go down the inside of the first corner. You overshoot it, you're going to lose time. It's one of those corners where you either make it work or you pay the price.
Oh yeah.
And well, you paid the price, very much so. The only fight we've got at the moment is 6th and 7th in overall, I believe, which is Andrew Harper and Joseph Wright fighting each other at the moment. That is the closest battle we've got on circuit, coming around the final corner, coming towards the, down the front straight, sorry. Joseph Wright really trying to hold off Andrew Harper. He told me before this race he just wants to beat Andrew, that's his goal of the race, and well, if he can manage that, all hats off to him. You know, he's beaten one driver on the grid, so, you know, can't complain. Definitely looking down the GT field again, it is very, very close between Malyshev, Middleton and Ericsson. Those three guys, as much as Ericsson's off the back a bit, he's very much there in case if one of those two makes a mistake. But then again, we have to look up the front of the field as well, because G.E.A.R and Junior are very close as well. So we've got two fights going on at the exact same time. Denis Pimenov improves on his lap, but still 3/10 slower than Spodzian. Last time around, Junior was 2/10 quicker than G.E.A.R, so G.E.A.R looks like he's going to lose out here. We've already got a car in the pit lane. It's Nigel Middleton, so Nigel has either given up already or lost connection. And if he's lost connection, what's going to happen to Carl Middleton?
James Zuber just got a little bit too wide, catch some sand right there, and that spun the car.
Yeah.
Very good. He did not made a accident.
Very, very lucky indeed to not collect anyone his little spin. It happens, you know, I've done it, everyone else has done it in their lives.
Yeah.
He's now dropping just in front of the Wright and Harper fight. But it's going to mean that it's now Talvite from Junior, from Van der Geest and from Roos. So all of those guys bumping themselves up places. And definitely going to mean that with Talvite over 2.2 seconds ahead now of a lead to Marcos Jr. This is impressive.
It's actually 5.3 seconds in front of them.
Yeah,
oh,
my time was 1.2 seconds quicker that last lap compared to Marcos Jr. That is phenomenal.
That's really
absolutely
fast.
Phenomenal. He's only a tenth quicker in the first sector, so I'm just going to be gauging where he's actually gaining the time over Marcos Jr. this lap. Because it might have been that Junior slowed down because of the accident, which is fair enough, it happened, which is fair enough. But I'm tempted to see where Talvite is quicker than everyone through the laps. As Harper right on the back of Wright as well, as they come down into the GP2 final corner. Or what is the sport pit lane? I call it the GP2 final corner. And coming towards the end of the second sector for the race leaders. Talvite, 47.3, fastest second sector of the race. And for Marcos Jr., 47.9, so 6/10 of a difference. That comes up to 7/10. So he needs roughly another 3/10 in this first sector. Or in this final sector, sorry, to get that 1 second that we've been expecting.
Andrew Harper is looking for a angle of attack here. Closing in slowly on Joseph Wright. Looking for an opportunity right there. They're really close indeed. Only 0.3 seconds of difference between them two. And James Zuber just dropping on to the last place on LMP2. I don't know what happened there.
Ouch! Yeah, dropping a lot of time. I think he just went wide, and you know, if you go wide here, it does happen.
This track is actually very unforgiving. You go wide.
Yeah, he looked the rear coming out of the final corner, so he does just slam the brakes and not hit the wall, and has to recover himself. And you know how I was saying about we needed to find where the hell Talvite was gaining time? Well, he gained 6/10 in the final sector.
Oh my goodness.
Holy hell, he's lost 4/10 in the first sector this time by Marcos Jr., who is second at the moment, 31.7 in the first sector compared to 32.1.
Look at James Zuber just taking just doing a awesome recovery race right now. Just overtook Andrew Harper, is now chasing that 5th position from Joseph Wright. And look at Lance Link doing an awesome recovery race. Coming out of 19th, he's now 15th in the tail of Pablo Finati. Pablo Finati in a defensive move right there. But Lance Link is right there. He wants that position. He wants to go up.
Definitely, indeed. Really wants to try and take advantage. Just looking at it now, just very, very close racing indeed. He's playing the longer game, but definitely just wants to get by. He knows his pace is being compromised. 46.0 last time by Marcos Jr. 46.3 last time by Van der Geest, and the gap is going up. But James G.E.A.R past Andrew Harper is now looking at the back of Joseph Wright. So Joseph got to make the rear end of his car wider than a bus to make sure he stays ahead of the second place title man. Marcus Jr. once again quicker in that first sector, so definitely really pressing hard. Oh no, sorry, he was a 10th down that time, I apologise. But we can expect times to come down to the 44s once the fuel starts lighting off, so it'll be interesting to see. But I was looking at top speeds. Tony Salvito 309.6 is his best top speed, so ooh, that's going to be interesting.
Is he faster, slower than everyone else?
Faster than everyone else by a fair margin, it looks like.
Yeah, he must be using the low drag, like the low downforce tune.
But then again, well, I say, actually no, I say that, but then again, just looking at the fastest top speed is 311 by Marcus Jr. So
oh wow,
that's where Marcus Jr. is gaining a lot of time. Is on that straight, and they're about to come and hit GT traffic. And GTs have all just settled themselves down. No one's really fighting anyone, except a couple of people.
Yeah, only Lance Link and Pablo Finati. Oh my god, Pablo Finati just, oh my god, barrel rolling his car. Oh my god, that was ugly.
Good, yellow, slow down. That's a very fast part of the circuit, and I do not think they will be very happy about that at all.
Lance Link, I think he tried to put on the inside. Maybe Pablo Finati didn't seen him there actually, and just like closed the gap a little bit, spun off, just crash.
It wouldn't surprise me. It has happened. It has happened before, and you know, it is the thing that does happen, and it's annoying for everyone. But I believe both of them are continuing. I believe. Yeah, so both of them have managed to continue, which is always great to see. So whatever damage is on the cars is obviously not enough for them to warrant retiring.
Oh yeah.
For Lance Link, you know, it is very much title inducive. He is only 35 points back, so he still really needs these points. Yeah, see, there's only 40 points available next time out, so he needs to be within 5 points of the title leader, which means he actually needs to be third place. So, ooh, he's got a lot of work to do if he wants to stay within the title fight today.
Look at that, James G.E.A.R and Joseph Wright just battling so hard right now for the 5th position overall in LMP2, and Joseph Wright just doing an awesome job defending his position from James G.E.A.R right there.
Amazing job by these guys. Some very close racing going on so far.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we
Joseph Wright, James G.E.A.R and Andrew Harper, they are really close to each other right now.
Yeah, through the final corner, Joseph Wright making his rear end wider than it. Kim Kardashian. And he'll probably laugh at that. He is able to hear us at the moment, but very close indeed. And here we go, down the front straight. It should be job done for James G.E.A.R. There you go, job done. Game, set and match. James will now set about gapping Joseph Wright at a rate of knots. Lance Link leaves his pit box. Was coming down pit lane, sorry, into his pit box. But very much. Very close racing against Joseph Wright now actually under pressure from Andrew Harper. So second sector through the S's. And once again, we've seen traffic giveth and traffic taketh away. The lead is going out again for the race leader, Tony Salvite. But the gap even further is going up between Van der Geest and Russ. So I think Russ is going to have to work really hard. And I can see James Russ potentially being out of this title fight at the end of this. Needs to be within 40 points at the end of the race. And at the moment he is... Well, at the moment he is 40. He's just over 40, sorry, so he's 43 over, so he needs to outscore. He needs to finish first, and Talvite finished second effectively. So this isn't looking good.
Talvite hitting GT traffic right now. He's in the middle of the GT traffic. He's just behind John Malika.
Yeah.
Just overtook John Malika now. He's going for the Porsche from Bart.
No, something we haven't picked up actually. John Malika's overtaken Dennis Pimenov. So Malika up to second now in the GT field.
GT field, yeah. And gapping
so this
John Malika.
Yes. So he's closing up on... So he's actually going to be closing the gap as best he can, but... He was John Malika a 10th quicker that lap than Sabotzian, even with traffic, so ooh, this is going to be feisty coming up soon. And watch all the LMP2s making their way into GT traffic now. All the GTs behaving themselves nicely. That's what we like to see.
Wanna see how John Van der Geest is gonna take the GT traffic right now, because he's an example to follow. I think he's one of the most, if not the most, careful driver in the series, with almost no accidents whatsoever. Only a few, you know, touches, but no major accidents, no major crashes, no major anything, you know. Very calm, very patient around traffic, and even on battles, between them battling for positions in the middle of the traffic and all that. We saw that in Spa-Francorchamps, and we saw that on Silverstone as well.
Yeah, and also something we've got to pick up is the fact that Joseph Wright and Andrew Harper are very close to finding each other. There was position swapping in traffic. The GTs would have been bricking themselves through the middle sector, seeing those two going side by side. But very much right over 4/10 slower that middle sector.
Andrew Harper looking up on the inside, a little bit too much braking. The car just rotated a little bit too much, but he's back on the battle. Andrew Harper on the inside has more speed than Joseph Wright, but Joseph Wright just catches up really quickly right there. On the braking zone, braking very, very deep. We see there a Corvette from I think it's Johnny Gutierrez, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's not Johnny Gutierrez, but Joseph Wright just battling positions with Andrew Harper in the middle of the GT field, locking up the inside, the right front brake right there. Full attack.
Mark Heidrich, they just lapped in his beautiful looking
Oh yeah, Mark
Corvette.
Heidrich, yeah, on the white black Corvette. Thank you.
They zonted the Mark Heidrich, going one going one side, one going the other into turn 3. Very, very beautiful looking, or very, very good idea, but you know it's very scary for the GT car having to suddenly see two LMP2s flying past on both sides.
Look at that, Andrew Harper with the best, with the good corner exit right there, putting the car on the inside. Joseph Wright just braking a little bit later, holding his position. Very, very nice defensive driver right there, Joseph Wright. Doing an excellent job defending everything.
Yeah, I'm surprised Joseph Wright hasn't got a picture of Kim Kardashian on the rear of his car, because that's how big his rear end is at the moment. Very, very, very nice placement from him on the track at the moment, keeping Andrew Harper at bay. That gap, I'm just looking at the gap between second and third. Holy hell, that gap has gone bigger. Oh my god. The top two pulling away consistently. 3 seconds almost. Was Junior quicker than Van der Geest that last lap. So John really struggling with traffic. John's just got no one in his sights anymore. just looking down the order as well. Just trying to keep a really close eye on things going on. (11, 12, 13). That's Ericsson, EB, and Pimenov. Oh, Pimenov's dropped down even further. He's lost enough. He's lost 3 places.
Oh no.
He's dropped behind Middleton, Ericsson, and EB. So Dennis Pimenov dropping down. He does not want to be doing this.
Think of a shot a corner, or just got a little bit too aggressive on some braking zone or something right there.
Yeah, definitely. Just keep an eye. Well, Spotty at the moment 7th place in the championship. He is 46 points back. With where he is at the moment, he would need. I don't think he could even do it. No, he couldn't even do it. So he is actually mathematically. Now I look at it, he is effectively out of the championship unless he can get within. Well, no, he's not. But he needs a lot of work and ahead of Cody EB at the moment. I'm just trying to do the maths in my head as quick as possible. Where he's 8, so he's leading GT 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th for Cody EB. Just give me a moment, I'm working that out in my head. So I think 12 points, the gap will come down, so it will come down from 46. It will come down. It will come down from 46 to 20. Sorry, to 34. Which would mean he is within the title standings. Results finish how they are. Looks like Bart Spotted is going to be staying in this title fight.
And look at that, mate. John Malika just took the position away from Bart Slobotin, and he's now P1. He's now P1.
I take that back. He might not be within the shout of the championship anymore. But it's the way the points work here. Never really described the points, but it's 40 for a win. Then it's 36, 33, 30, 28, 26, 24, 22, 20, 18, 16, 14, 12, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And surprisingly, with 2 race wins for Tony Tavite, 80 points.
Oh, John Malika just overshot the corner. Gone into the grass, spun his car around. He's now 3rd place, 4th. Oh! And Cody Abbey just crashed his car, a front end impact with John Malika.
Oh, that's big. That's big because that is title impending. Oh god, this could be very, very big for Cody EB. This is not good for his title hopes. He's been very dominant this season. Absolutely very dominant indeed, actually leading this title.
John Malika now in 6th position.
Yeah, he's only had one race where he's not been on the podium as far as I'm aware. But that's not going to help. Down to 12th overall, so he hasn't really dropped much. He's actually gained a place out of all of that, so I don't think he's too upset. But what damage is there, if any?
I saw pieces flying right there. I think it was from John Malika's car. Because Cody EB seems fine, you know. He's just closing the gap little by little between him and Dennis Pimenov right there. He was 0.5 seconds before the straight. He's now 0.3 seconds behind Dennis Pimenov.
So that may have just been some winglets on the front of that BMW coming off the car, because looking at the replay and looking just at his car at the moment, it does look like there's something missing on that front of that car, and it's not a splitter. So definitely a lot of work needed indeed. Just looking back up to LMP2, nothing's changed. The gap is getting bigger. I think LMP2 is pretty solid as it is, apart from the fight we've got for 6th, which is still going.
Oh yeah, Tony Talviti just opened the 3-second gap between him and Marcos Jr. Marcos Jr. is for 2nd place.
So Talviti is coming across the line now, 1:45.7. So we'll see what Marcos Jr. does coming across the line. 1:46.4, so 7/10. Jesus.
Tony Talviti
put his foot down.
Yeah, Talviti, who's doing 1:45 since the start of this race. Very consistent driver right there.
Yeah, that's about only a second off, you know, what his best lap on the server is, so Oh, this is looking good. You know, with the fact that Marcus Jr. is doing 46s, you know, he's not even in the top 3 of the best lap times, so this might not be the best thing for him at all. But everything is very much to play for at the moment. 2 titles that will very much be close. One that will very much be close to being summed up. Well, actually, neither of them are close to being summed up. I do take that back. Unless Cody Eby can outscore Melishar and everyone else by, you know, 20 points. And, you know, get that gap up to 40. And if he can, well, if he wins this race, if he manages to win this race, he'll win on countback. So it'll be very, very close indeed. But just looking around the order, Talvite about to come up in that power, but Pablo Finotti.
And in the next week, like the championship is gonna be decided on the next round. Sebring.
Oh, hold a minute. Dennis Pimenov, I think, has gone off again. Yeah, Dennis Pimenov's gone off again. He's dropped behind Cody Eby.
Oh no!
He's now nearly going to drop behind John Melishar, who's coming up behind him now. All I saw was him stop on the through turn 3 and then just lose a load of lose a place. So that means Cody Eby up to 11th overall and up to 4th place in GT. So he's nearly on the podium after starting pretty low down.
Andrew Hapa, Joseph Wright in trouble. Andrew Hapa they are battling since the start of this race. Gone 30 minutes. We are 30 minutes in, and Andrew Hopper is not gonna let Joseph Wright alone on this.
Yeah, Joseph Wright doing his first. Joseph Wright doing his first proper, you know, multi-class race in VR today. Just listening to him tell me how he's got himself set up with how the problems he has being in VR because he doesn't have triple monitor back yet. And yeah, he was very much complaining consistently, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's currently doing that now, going, oh, for crying out loud, this isn't right, this isn't right, this isn't right. While moaning about the fact that he's got Andrew Harper right up his rear end, who I believe is trying to go for a move. No, not quite. With Joseph still managing to hold out ahead, the lap times near similar. And a lap ahead of the GT field, so nothing to worry about there. Everyone very much able to hold their own.
Look at Jerry Chen in the back of the Mark High 3. They're battling for the 14th place overall. Jerry Chen, who was a little bit more than a second behind Mike High 3. He's now That's wait a second just for the times to update. 0.4 seconds behind Mark High 3 right now.
Yep, so it is very much 7th place these guys are fighting for at the moment. As they just get out of the way of the race leader, Tony Talvite coming through, and then there's the fight in front of, sorry, they are about to have to get out of the way of the race leader.
And John Malika, who had a crash with Cody Eby earlier, a little bit earlier, is now attacking Dennis Pimenov. He just closed the gap by a second.
That's for 5th place in GT as well, so
yeah,
definitely a lot of on-track action going on at the moment, and thankfully Matteo able to capture it all whilst I'm, you know, busy looking at all this strategy side of things tonight. A lot of championship implications I'm doing a lot of numbers for and trying to work all of this out whilst Matteo's covering all the action on track. Whilst you do that, I'm going to go work out some points.
Okay, John Malika on the inside of the first corner. A little bit deep on the brakes, but managed to... not yet. He's gonna get the run down. Oh no, they're battling really closely right now. Side to side, too wide. John Malika closing the door for Dennis Pimenov right there. They're still too wide on the chicane right here. Ooh, very close, almost a contact right there. John Malika backed off a little bit. I think it's safe to wait until the straight. John Malika having a way faster car than Dennis Pimenov on the straights right now. Oh, what? Marcos Jr. going out of pits? Oh, was he out of fuel or something?
That's early. That's early.
That's
indeed.
very early.
Well, that's 40. Oh no, it's 40 minutes in.
45 minutes in, actually. Yeah.
We're 40. We are around the pit stop time. With it being a high-power circuit, you are going to be expecting to, you know, run these cars to that sort of time. So you know. He's actually pretty on schedule, so I take that back. I was a bit worried for a second, but didn't realise how much time we'd actually got through this race.
Oh yeah.
As I'm so that at the moment would drop him. That's dropped him to 7th, but we'll obviously wait for the strategy to play out because we've got to wait for obviously Talvite, Van der Geest, Schubert, Russ, Wright, and Harper to pit before we can see where he's going to come out. But still, Joseph Wright and Andrew Harper, inseparable on the circuit at the moment. Someone really needs to tell these two to get a room if they want to stay together for much longer. And I know I'm going to have a lot. I know the second we finish this, Joseph's going to be screaming at me through his headphones. But definitely, it's going to be very close as well. Very much, very interesting to see what this does title-wise. Because Joseph Wright is only 4 points ahead of Andrew Harper in the title, so oh, this is also for a title fight between those two. This is for bragging rights, as we call it.
And Andrew Harper on the slipstream right now. Is he brave enough to make a move? No, he's gonna stick back, wait for a mistake. Not gonna attack now because we are on quote-unquote schedule for pits on the LMP2 class. So I think that these guys, they don't want to want to risk the race right now, you know. Oh, and as we say that, Joseph Wright is locking up his inside front tire, going into the right-hander. Using a little bit of time, but nothing major. See Marcos Jr. behind them. He's closing the gap a lot faster than I expected. Let's have a look on the GTE field. We'll see Bartolo Bodzen. Oh, we're gonna see Bartolo Bodzen get lapped by the LMP2 leader, overall leader, Tony Talvite. Talking LMP1, James Hubert had lost the position from John Van der Geest. John Van der Geest now 2nd place. Look at the battle between Andrew Harper and Joseph Wright. They're approaching the final corner. They're now in the front straight. Both going to pits. No! Joseph Wright faked it. He now has Marcos Jr. in his rear end. Marcos Jr. going for a move with newer tires, a lot of fuel. Joseph Wright stay in the track. We see action on the GT field. There's Barrett Eriksson. Very close to Bartolo Bodzen right there. saw a move for a moment. That's John Vadagis going to pits. That's awesome. John Vadagis, is he going to change fuel? Is he going to change tires and put fuel in his car?
Is he going to change fuel and put tires in his car? Well,
yeah, of course.
Well, if he's changing fuel, then I'd ask him to go from Shell to Sunoco, but you know.
Yeah. Just gain that extra horsepower, you know.
And then put tyres in the car. Well, you know, that just adds weight, but you know.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I think tires makes your car a little bit faster, if I'm not mistaken, right? Sorry for the mistake right there.
Yeah. So James G.E.A.R currently leading. So actually, he's now leading. He's actually leading effective. Actually on track because see he pitted. He was the first to pit. So that's worked out. Oh no, it's Marcos Jr. who's actually gotten past. So Marcos Jr. Oh, it's worked out in his favour. Talvite drops behind Jr. and Van der Geest. Oh, now that's interesting indeed. So Van der Geest has jumped Talvite in the pits, and Junior has done it on track. Junior has done it on his outlap. Oh, title implications! Title implications!
And Junior ran out just approaching GT traffic. He's going around Pablo Finotti on his yellow Corvette. The number 311 in the GT class. 18th overall.
One thing we've got to keep an eye on actually is the top two because they've still yet to pit, G.E.A.R and Rus. Now Rus should come out behind Tony Talvite, who is 5th, who's coming into the front straight for the support pit lane.
G.E.A.R now approaching the straight. Let's see if he's gonna pit this lap. Yes, he is. Going to the pit lane right now.
That's how he was in traffic, so it makes sense for him to do so. Does Jens Rus follow him in?
Not gonna pit.
No, so he stays out another lap. See where James comes out because of all the mistakes and all the issues he's had.
Let's have a look at Marcos Jr. Marcos Jr. approaching the final corner. It's now on the main straight.
He won't be out near Marcos. It's more Joseph Wright, John Van der Geest that we've got to keep an eye on for where he'll come out in relation to them. Van der Geest in 5th. Talvite's gone by John. So Talvite about to come by now. And here comes Van der Geest.
Dube is still on the pits.
Still not moving.
Moving right now, yeah. 5th place on LMP2.
Yeah, miles ahead of 6th and 7th, which is Joseph Wright and Andrew Harper. And Joseph Wright's actually got a gap on Andrew Harper, so...
Yeah, 6-second gap, 7-second there.
Yeah, so in the pit cycle, Joseph's actually managed to put some pace on the track. So he's done something he hasn't done all hasn't really managed to do all season, and he's finally gotten some pace on the car, out of the car. And you know, apparently from the setup he's running, it's well, this setup somehow is working. But you know,
you gotta congratulate your driver. He's a good driver. Come on.
My driver? What are you on about? He's not my driver at all. He's a privateer. I don't actually have any drivers in this field, so which surprises me.
Oh yeah.
I told them to come and drive, and they didn't. But definitely tight action for some of these guys at the moment. And everyone on the LMP2 is really spread out. Everyone really spread out everywhere. Not really any fights going on, except Cody Evie and John Mellisher.
And Jens Rus still not pitting. We are in the lap 24, and Jens Rus still on the track.
He's trying to get the most out of that fuel tank, I think.
Oh yeah.
I think he might be on a lower mix, trying to get that car further because, you know, chatting to my guys, you know, talking about fuel strategy for other series. And he'd say it's 45 minutes on the highest boost, on the highest mixture. And, you know, unless you want to be stupidly slow, you know, and go the extra mile and sort of what you'd run. But it seems that Jens Roos is currently running 1 minute 50, so yeah, he's definitely on a lower fuel mix. John van der Geest, what was that 2 minute 44 last lap? That was, unless that was when he came out of the pits, which would be understandable.
Yeah.
Then yeah.
Most
I was
likely.
about to say, what was that 2 minute lap, John? Come on. But it goes for up with the 2:47. That's about his normal pace. But no, coming out of the pit lanes, that was 2:47 for him. And for James Huber, 2:50. So Joe's actually quicker on his outbound than James Huber. So, ooh, yeah, it's definitely interesting to see when James Roos will come in.
I have to keep an eye on the GT feud. No one has pitted yet. Looks like the leader, Carl Middleton, is saving a little bit because he's 1 second behind his best time, or not. I could be wrong. I don't know how well those cars are on pure mileage, you know.
Yeah, not GT wise will easily go the hour, so about 10 minutes and we'll see those cars in for their scheduled stops. Be interesting to see what they will do. Obviously, surprised no one underfuels the car, goes for half an hour, then goes for the hour, because that can work too, you know. But I think it's a case of being lighter at the end of the race when there's more runners.
Oh, big error by Jens Roos. A little bit too much on the brakes. The back end just braked the car too much. Locked up the back, the rear brakes. But managed to recover. No spin. Just a scare moment right there. No pits yet, 25 laps in. We're approaching the 45-minute mark.
Yeah, so
half of the race without a pit.
Yeah,
actively
he's been placed into Mark, as you said, Mark Kleister in the pit lane, so he's going half and half, it seems. Just trying to keep an eye on where everyone is and how everyone's doing. And if Marcos Jr. manages to keep his lead, which he's doing a good job of, because he's 1.4 seconds quicker that last lap than Talvita. If he manages to keep doing this, he will have a gap of 39 points at the least. Oh no, he won't. Sorry, I take that back. I'm counting that wrong. Second and fifth. No, second. Well, 1 and 2. So that'll be an increase of 4 points, so they'll have a gap of 3 points going into the final round at Sebring, which is actually the latest scan version, so a lot of drivers won't be used to this version, unless you are Cody EB, who's been practicing for the CFEG series that's coming up, meaning you'll have extra information on the circuit. A lot of drivers getting ready for that circuit. Is Jens in? Jens is in.
Jens Roos is in. Changing tires, putting fuel. Have a look on Tony Talvita. He's now overtaking Jens Roos. Okay, so we have John Malika on pits. He's doing half-half.
Yeah, that makes sense, so it'll be interesting to see what happens from now on.
Dennis Pimenov on the pits too. We are 43 minutes in.
So a lot of GT drivers seeming that the half-half strategy seems to work along with the LMP2, so maybe that's what's happening here. Maybe that's what's going to happen at Sebring as well, which is also very fuel heavy and very much a case of what happens. But the difference with Sebring is it's very much more tyre wear. It is very much a more tyre hungry track, as I've also started noticing doing more long runs in the Porsche. But definitely one of those circuits you don't want to get wrong. Marcus Jr. making up for the mistakes he made throughout the rest of the season. Still yet to win a race, I believe. Yeah, still yet to win a race. 2 poles, 3 podiums. Still yet to win one. Maybe today is his day. Maybe today could be the day he takes a race win and claws himself up to lead the championship.
And look at Jens Roos. He managed to stick in the top 5 He just came back from pits on P5.
That's actually not positive because he drops behind James Zuber, who he was ahead of coming into the pit cycle. So
yeah, and 22 seconds in front of him now as well. So
yeah, so he's actually lost time in that pit cycle. James Zuber now trying to chase down Jean van der Geest, the floundering Dutchman, as he's now known by myself. That's after his Circuit of the Americas performance.
Oh yeah, he did a really good job back there, right?
Yeah, and well, we say that he then managed to somehow drop from 3rd to 5th in the final 20 minutes. So, you know, that was on pure pace alone. Marcus Jr. just 7/10 quicker that last lap. Well, sorry, no, I can't say that because Talvita hasn't come across the line yet. Apparently, oh no, he has. So 7/10 quicker that last lap. I think Marcus has got the pace in this second stint. I think Marcus Jr. could win this race.
Marcus is 10 seconds in front of Tony Talvita right now. Talvita, who's locking up the brakes a lot actually. He must be careful to not get like those flat spots on the tires.
He's already got his tires are already probably 50 pence pieces at this moment in time. I don't know what they would be over in your country or what they would be over in continental Europe, but yeah, it's what they are over here. 50 pence pieces, very, very jaggedy and very flat at the moment. He's going to be hating his wheel at the moment. Very, very horrible vibrations coming through there. I hate them myself, and
oh yeah,
most
I do
people
too.
hate them as well.
Never fun. And we need to pay attention to Joseph Wright, who was battling with Andrew Harper earlier in this race, like 15 to 20 minutes earlier on this race, and he's now opened a 5 to 6 second gap and managed to keep the 5 to 6 second gap. Now 6th overall in LMP2 class.
Yeah, but Andrew Harper is closing that gap down. He was quicker that lap by almost a second. So, Joseph, get your arse out into gear and actually hurry up. You don't need to make your arse as wide as Kardashian anymore. You need to just get your power down.
And the GT leader, Carl Middleton, just went on to pits.
Yeah, so GT leader and Carl Middleton. No, it's not GT leader Carl Middleton, I don't think. Oh no, it just means that orders will do. Bart Sabotian will take the lead. Barry Ericsson second, Cody Eby third. Trying to remember who the hell pitted when and who did what to who is quite entertaining half the time.
Yeah, and Bart Slobodian, Barrett Ericsson, Cody Abbey, and Cody Abbey. The top 3 didn't pit yet. They are still holding their stint right now. Jerry Chen in pits. I think the only one, yeah, and Johnny Gutierrez as well. He's not on pits yet. He didn't pit yet.
The longer these guys go, the shorter their pit stop's going to be, and they've got a fair gap to Carl Middleton, who is P11 at the moment. So who knows at the moment? Denis Pimenov up to 14th overall, 7th in class. Trying to keep an eye on the championship at the moment. Marcos Jr. fastest lap of the race, 145.426. He puts him in the top 3 on the fastest lap tracker.
Yeah, 0.3 seconds faster than Tony Talvita, 145.45.
Yeah, so it's getting close. It is getting close, and Marcus Jr.'s put his foot down. The fuel and the track is coming to his liking, and Talvita not able to capitalise on anything. He's gotten traffic in the right places, and Talvita's gotten it in the worst places, and he's going to get it in the worst place again. Because he's going to get it come towards the end of Sector 2, whereas, well, Junior cleared it before he'd even gotten there.
And Tony Talvita, the fastest driver on the last sector of the race, he was opening seconds gap between those LMP2 guys in the first part of the race, the first half of the race.
Yeah, and actually just got up who has pitted as well. So Ericsson, Eby and Slobodian. Oh, sorry, Eby and Slobodian in the pit lane at the moment, so they're going to drop down because here comes Carl Middleton. Or maybe not, because Bart Slobodkin is out of his pit box, out on the circuit. He's going to be very close coming towards turn 1. They've got Joseph right as well. Ooh, just about. So that means, Slobodkin's going to keep the place. He's going to stay second in GT. That will be the effective race lead in GT.
We can say that now because Slobodkin has cold tires, remember?
Yeah, but you've got to remember Carl Middleton just had to get out of the way of the NP2. Obviously, saying that, Bart has just done that as well.
He's now, he just closed the gap by 0.2 seconds.
Yep, and here comes Andrew Harper to come and lap these guys as well. So those guys got to get out of the way. Not get out of the way, but just making sure they can keep themselves going. On the back straight. Very close indeed.
Bart Slobodkin's gonna be in trouble because Andrew Harper managed to overtake Carl Middleton in the back straight.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean anything because it would just mean that Andrew will get by on through the twisty bits, which the NLP2 is quicker at naturally. Just makes life easier for him.
Oh yeah, he's opening second. He's opening a gap between him and Carl Middleton right now. Yeah, but Slobodkin just solidified that second place, I think.
Now Barrett Ericsson's in pit lane. Is Barrett Ericsson going to get moving anytime soon? Because he's going to lose the race lead.
Yes, he is.
Through goes Slobodkin. Through goes
now
Middleton.
John Malika. Barrett Ericsson just leaving pit lane and John Malika right there for the third position on GT class.
This is crucial for the championship. Very, very close. Very close indeed.
Side to side, John Malika with the better corner exit. But Barrett Ericsson keeping the car right there. Oh, a little bit too much throttle. The back end just slided around a little bit too much. Unfortunately, because of his cold tires, he could not manage to keep the third position on a GT class.
Jeez, a lot of action going on. So Ericsson drops to 4th in GTE, but Slobodkin climbs his way up to the lead. Carl Middleton 2nd in GT now. So after the first stops, everything's just gone topsy-turvy in GT. Cody Eby dropping to 14th overall, whilst, you know, other people are making immense gains.
And look at Gutierrez. Gutierrez just overtook Denis Pimenov. Still did not pit yet.
He is, yeah, and it's only to his detriment. 2:01 that last time by, was Pimenov 1:57, so you know, it's only to his detriment that he's staying out this long now. It's too long. Nearing the hour mark. Getting very close indeed. Everything's starting to calm itself down now, so we can have a breather. We can calm down and just relax. So, I say that, Denis Pimenov and Johnny Gutierrez are still fighting each. Oh no, Johnny Gutierrez is into the pit lane at the last.
Lane, yeah.
So, just to his detriment, that's only gone and cost him.
Cody Eby overtaking. Cody Eby, Mark Heitry, Jerry Chen and Lance Link, they're all overtaking. No, not Lance Link, Jerry Chen. Yeah, Johnny Gutierrez just dropped to 16th overall. Oh, Jens Roos is in 4th place, GTE. Oh, no, GTE LMP2. Sorry. I think James.
You've been calling LMP2s LMP1s all day and all season, so don't worry about it.
Okay. James Zuber just. Okay, I see. Johnny Gutierrez a little bit too late on the brakes, going off, getting overtook by Lance Link. Really good for Lance Link, actually. 1 point.
Well, yeah, it just means that Lance has got one less person to overtake. Only retirement so far still for Nigel Middleton, so 18 cars left in this field. Going down through the rest of the lap.
I don't know what happened to James Huber, honestly. I think he catched some sand on his car around or something related to that, because he lost a lot of time. He lost 1.5 seconds of his average pace on that lap specifically, and lost the position to Jens Roos, who's now surprisingly opening a little bit of a gap, but James Huber was a faster car in these straights. Getting the pace back in. Oh, and look at that, Andrew Harper, he's gone faster. He closed the gap by 0.2 seconds, by 2 seconds actually, from him and Joseph Wright. They were 6 seconds apart from each other. And another second, okay. James Huber getting the pace back in, dropping 0.2 seconds from the gap between him and Jens Roos in the 4th position. The battle for the championship, actually. Let me check that to make sure I'm not talking crap on this. Yeah, James Huber is currently on 2nd place on the championship standings for 132 points. And Jens Roos in the 5th place with 89 points. Oh, Jens Roos in trouble. Oh, big spin by James Huber right there. Too deep on the corner, catch some sand, spun his car around, lost all the time that he gained. That's sad. Shame, mate. Giovinazzi having trouble, 1 lap behind the current lap leader, the current GT leader, Bartolo. He's having troubles with the setup or the car or anything, you know, basically. Gone off track quite a lot actually. Marcos Jr. in the pit lane. I think it's not enough fuel. Surprisingly, we don't see a lot of action anymore. The 2 seconds between the P2 and P3 on GT class, Calvin and John Malika, but I think that's the closest quote-unquote battle we see now. Oh, we see Jerry Chen 2 seconds behind Marhydri. Go for a full lap with our P1 overall and P1 LMP2 Unital VTU. Wait. Breaking to the first chicane on the 150 board. First gear right there. Fifth gear on that second corner, looking for the 100 board, a braking reference. VTA going to pits with 22 minutes remaining. Marcos Jr. who pitted to the second time already. Oh, John Van der Geest DNF'd. John Van der Geest DNF'd. He's gone off track. I think he crashed his car, if I'm not mistaken. That's very sad. Oh no. Let's just keep it going. Tony Talviti pitted, and now Marco Jr. is approaching the end of the track, and Tony Talviti is leaving pits right now. Marco Jr. is 17 seconds right now, approaching the main straight. Tony Talviti already left pits. He's gonna hold to that first place right now. Look at Jen's rules. James Hube already did his second pit as well. Jens Ruhe still on the track, on third place at the moment. I think everyone is doing soft tires and basically the necessary few for the last part of the race. We are now in the 20-minute mark. Just 20 minutes left for the end of this race. We are on lap, let me check, give me a second, lap 38. 38 for LMP2s and lap 37 for all the GTEs. The ones that are one lap down, at least. We'll look on the GTE feud, bots, low bots, and I think they're not gonna pit anymore. GTEs can do easily 1.5 hours with only one pit stop. The Porsche P1, P2, bots, labots, and Carl Middleton. Jens Ruhe's getting closer and closer to Marco Jr. He was 2-ish seconds behind Marco Jr. in the last lap. Now approaching, just closing the gap little by little. Now encountering traffic within the GT class. A little bit too much braking. Lost all the pace he's gained. Now James Zuba closing the gap. James Zuba that already did his 2 pit stops. It's 0.7 seconds behind Jens Ruhe right now. Look at that. Andrew Harper gained a lot of time. Now 0.3 seconds behind Joseph Wright and gaining. But that James Zuba just still on track, P3 at the moment. Andrew Hopper lost a little bit of time dropped a second from his average. Now 3.3 seconds behind Joseph Wright. Look at James Tube approaching Jens Roos very quickly right here. He's only 0.1 second behind of him, and he's gonna make a move on the outside. Let's have a look on that on the track. Cameras on the outside. He's gonna pass. Too brave enough to make a late braking here. Not yet. He's gonna cut back. Oh, onto the grass, onto the sand. Almost spun his car around. Oh. He waited a little bit more, I think. Could have got the position a little bit easier, but still on the 4th position. Jens Roos only one pit stop. In 3rd place overall, 3rd place LMP2. James Tuber right there already. Andrew Hopper just coming out of pits with a 1 minute and 5 seconds gap between him and Joseph Wright. He's 23 seconds behind James Tube in the 4th place overall. He's now looking for a attack, looking for a chance. He's in a slipstream right now. First corner they're gonna encounter GT traffic. I think that's the right opportunity to make a move from James Zuba on Jens Roos. Yeah, Pablo Finassi just pulled over a little bit. Look at that. Hopefully see a change of positions. John Malika 3rd place on the GT.E.A. getting a lot of time on Carlo Middleton on his Porsche. on the inside, too wide on the main straight. He pulled off a little bit just to take that slipstream. Faster than him on the straight. He put his nose in. Gonna make the moves stick on the inside onto the hug the apex. Very nice job by John Melica. John Melica now P2 on the GTE class, followed by Carl Middleton on his Porsche. You can see here Jerry Chen on his pink pig Porsche, following, just looking for time to get the P13 overall from Mike High 3. Going to be the battle for 9th position. He's gaining room right there, 0.6 seconds behind. Onto the slipstream. No slipstream right there, he just pulled off to the side. 4 seconds, late on the brakes. Game Tube is gonna pit again for the 3rd time. Joseph Rice 45 seconds behind him. How is it going to be? He changed tires, now putting fuel in his car. 27-second gap between him and Joseph Wright. Now 22. It's 18 seconds out of the pit box. I think that's not enough for Joseph Wright. Joseph Wright on the straight, going into pit lane as well for his 3rd stop. We are in the 10-minute mark, 10 minutes left. How's Andrew Harper? Andrew Harper 20 seconds behind Joseph Wright right now. They were battling since the start of the race. I think the pit strategy made a huge difference for that, because Joseph Wright just gained about 25 seconds from between him and Andrew Harper, and Andrew Harper didn't pit. Oh, Joseph Wright was just serving a penalty, I think, a drive-through, because he's still in front of Andrew Harper. John Melica leading second place onto the G class. They are very close to each other. A second between Bart, John Melica, and Carl Middleton. They're averaging 157 laps. Bart Slobodin, the P1 for this race, that finished a P14 GTE, the first race, Spa-Francorchamps, and finished second place in the Le Mans round, round 2. He's now first. Oh yeah, he finished 8th on Silverstone and P13 on the round 4 circuit of the Americas. Labud's opening a gap. Now 2 seconds in front of John Malika. Look at that. We see Lance Link coming out of pits. Put his car into the racing line. Follow along onto the last 5 minutes of the race. Look at Mark Heitry. Closing the gap very fast between him and Jerry Chen on his Porsche. We are now approaching the last 10 seconds of the race. Unital VTA is on the straight for an extra lap. Gonna take the W for this round. You're not finished yet. You see John Malika and Carl Middleton for the last part of the track. Still one extra lap. John Malika, who is P2, P3, now P2, onto the inside, very late on the braking, hugging the apex, using every millimeter of the track, going defensive on this next one, just pushing Carl Middleton on the outside. They have LMP2 traffic right there. I think that's Jens Roos. Let me check. No, that's not. That's Marcos Jr. on the inside of Carl Middleton Porsche. Now attacking the corners alongside John Malika for this next one. Carl Middleton that led the race for a moment. He was second place, overtook by John Malika, who's now second place on he overtook Carl Middleton on the straight right there. Look at that, Andrew Harper recovered a lot of time, only 0.3 seconds behind Joseph Wright for this one. 2012 VT on the straight for the win. Flashing his headlights, I know for sure he's very happy with this result. James Duba finishing 4th place. Woo! Let's have a look on the GTE class. Battle between John Malika and Carl Middleton still going, but not enough by Carl Middleton. Bart Slobodzen takes the win on the GTE class, followed by John Malika and Carl Middleton. Still close to each other until the last part of the race. And look at that, Marcus Jr. in 2nd place, LMP2 and Jens Roos. Gonna see Dennis Pimenov on the last corner, 11th place overall, 5th place GTE, onto the straight for the checkered flag. Odiebe that won in Silverstone alongside his teammate Lance Link, now finishing P6, GTE P12 overall. Mark Heitry battling with Jerry Chin for the last part of the track, the last few yards. 0.3 seconds onto the slipstream. I think that's not enough. 8th place into the category, 14th overall, and that's a finish by everyone. We have a few announcements to make. Next week I'm gonna be streaming RSS GT1 on the Assetto Corsa simulator, and we now have a new show, actually, a new quote-unquote show. I'm gonna be streaming from my computer at Thursdays at 8 PM GMT, showcasing the next championship that I'm gonna cover. For this Thursday we have RSS GT1 around Spa-Francorchamps, and we are gonna be joined by a few drivers hopefully, and by next week we're gonna race around Sebring. By next Thursday we're gonna race around Sebring, and in the multi-class, driving GT, driving LMP2. I cannot guarantee a good driving because I'm crap at sim racing, but for sure I guarantee a good fun. And I think that's it. Tony Talviti 1st place, followed by Marco Jr., then followed by Jens Roos. That actually made a really good race this weekend. saving fuel, giving the best at he could, you know. And for the LMP, for the GTE, we see Bart Slobodzan in the first place, followed by John Malika, then followed by Carl Middleton. And yeah, I think that's it. I see you guys on the Thursday, and take it easy. Bye bye.